All right, another Twitter question. This is actually going to be several. We're going to go through a little bit of a lightning round around expansion because we always know that expansion comes up in these moments. And we're going to do this alphabetical order, so there's no priority in this at all. We're going to start with Atlanta. At MLS in Atlanta, when will there be an MLS team in Atlanta?
So let me just take a step back, Greg. You know, there will be a time, and that time is probably sooner as opposed to later, where we won't have expansion questions, where the league will be fully expanded. That's probably years from now. I remember in my former job when that league was going through expansion. Expansion was a big focal point of the league office. The media cared about it. Fans cared about it. People care about it now because it's part of the evolution of our league and of our business. But the time is going to come when this league is fully expanded. So I'll go click through in your rapid fire test on my knowledge of what's happening in each market. Atlanta, discussions with Arthur Blank and his family have been going on since 2008. Many, many years of discussions in Atlanta. We're getting close. There are ongoing discussions. There's not a rush to finalize something there. The new stadium that they're planning is likely not going to open up for a number of years. We do have a big game. I'll be down in Atlanta on Wednesday night when Mexico plays Nigeria in what will be the largest soccer crowd in Atlanta soccer history. A lot of activity there. Massive changes demographically in that market. We're excited about Atlanta.
There's actually a follow-up to that from @RFA3 who wonders, do you have anything to say about the grassroots movement down there? He mentioned specifically Terminus Legion.
That's huge. I mean, Atlanta's got, I hear, 400, 500,000 people playing the game. So it's a market that needs a professional team at the highest level to be able to capture and wrap up and connect the dots between what has really driven success in MLS for many years. The grassroots market, those young people who've grown up with the game, and there are lots of people that are moving downtown, working for companies like Delta Airlines or Home Depot or Coca-Cola, and really feeling like they want to connect in their city to a sport they love, and they love the sport of soccer. So we're confident it's going to do really well there.
All right, let's go to Texas now. Austin and San Antonio. This is from @Briseño Leo. He says, a better expansion market, Austin with our growing innovative city or San Antonio?
Well, you know, it's premature for both markets. So, you know, I've said in a meeting that I had this past weekend, expanding in Texas is something that's likely going to happen. Where that happens, when that happens, is still to be seen. We have been spending time, as our league will continue to do, to look at markets that have the right fan demographics, that have the right soccer interests, that have the right potential ownership groups, and have the right stadium plan. We will look at any market that has that formula, because that's the formula that drives success in professional sports, not just in our league, but in any league. I'll be at South by Southwest speaking at a panel next week. I look forward to spending some time down there. Pretty cool place. I won't be wearing a pinstripe suit, but we'll be talking about soccer, and think about that South by Southwest is going to have a soccer panel. Mayor Michael Wilt has got some plans for downtown stadium. That's interesting to us, and clearly can't do this right without having the right stadium plan. Mayor Cole has shown interest there to try to see whether an MLS team makes sense. We'll continue to track it. San Antonio, I have been down there recently. Mayor Castro is one of the great politicians in our country. We love him. Very passionate about our sport, a true new American. Grew up Mexican-American guy. He's young. He played the game, understands how the demographics of his city could really embrace our sport in ways that would be special. And if you just look at what the Scorpions have been able to do, it's an incredibly impressive organization, a fantastic ownership group. I just saw that Eva Longoria just promoted some sign-in with her 8 million or 7 million Twitter followers that would get behind MLS in San Antonio. I think they had about 8,000 or so people you guys might know for a recent exhibition match. I think it was against FC Dallas this weekend or last weekend. So I think that the good things happening there, but we'll see.
All right. Cleveland, this is from @Phoenix7307. Will there ever be MLS in Cleveland?
Well, ever's a long time, Greg. But, you know, I said a lot that we need more teams in the Midwest. Many years ago, we've had discussions about a possible team there. There haven't been any discussions of late. What I would say to folks that are living in Cincinnati, the folks that are living in Dayton, folks that are living in Cleveland, support the crew. Great new owner at Anthony Precourt. a fabulous dynamic that exists in that market. I would describe it as a rebirth, a newfound level of interest. Greg Berhalter is a super cool guy. He's got a lot of experience. We think he's going to represent this great new coaching dynamic, guys that have come out of our league. So if you're living in Ohio, support the Crew. Great legacy MLS team.
Well, let's stay in the Midwest. This is about Detroit. At Punched Out Radio asks, what could Detroit do to increase its stock among other viable Midwest MLS expansion options?
I know you threw this in because you're a Detroit guy. I was with your brother over the weekend, and we were talking about the, wasn't Detroit, it was Ann Arbor, the great NHL outdoor game at the Big House. You know, Mike Duggan's a soccer fan. I mean, that's kind of a cool thing because there really hasn't been that level of support in that community. We've gone around many years with different scenarios there. We know that there's some interest. There haven't been any discussions. Not sure it's on the short list, but you never know.
Well, we'll stay in the Midwest, in the upper Midwest. This is from @TheWisco_Kid, who says, what are the plans for MLS in Minnesota?
Well, Minneapolis is on the short list. Lots of interest there. We've had quite a strong, high level of activity with the current Minnesota United, a strong ownership group, very passionate group of guys that are very embedded in the community. We think they're smart, we think they're focused, and they're great community citizens. They really care about their city, and a lot of their interest is not just about the sport, but it's really about, similar to what happened in Kansas City, how can an MLS team really enhance Minneapolis with another top-level sports team? So, you know, we'd like more teams in the Midwest. Minneapolis is on the short list.
Okay, two more quick ones here.
Too much expansion, man.
Too much expansion. We got two more. Everybody wants to know, and then we're going to get to the journalists. So, North Carolina at Ethan Simi. What does expansion look like for North Carolina? It is a great college and USL system, but haven't heard anything.
Well, you know, we just hired a new president of our business group who's from Raleigh. His son, two sons played, or his son played at Duke. He was one of the founders of Castle. North Carolina is a market, even in my early days, back to 99, 2000, we've always looked around it because it is a hotbed soccer. The the complex that they have down there is a good one. I've heard the USL Pro owner there, the new Charlotte owner, has aspirations of being an MLS owner at some point. We'll monitor it. We've said we need to get south of Washington, D.C. Atlanta is a southern team. Florida, thankfully you haven't asked about that, but Florida south of D.C., so who knows? Further expansion, but not sure Carolina's coming anytime soon.
All right, last one. We'll go all the way out to the West Coast. Sacramento. This is from @Anthony Buckley. Now that Sacramento Republic FC got the green light for a stadium, does this better their chances at an MLS expansion team?
Well, you know, I want to start by saying we met and they got U.S. Soccer made a presentation on some of the things that were going on with the lower divisions, and I saw the new logo for USL Pro, the Republic team. I was told they had 4,000 or 5,000 season tickets. I mean, that's just fantastic. I would encourage every fan in that market, support the Republic, get behind it, build that team, build that brand, show that there's a real appetite north of San Jose for professional high-level soccer, and we'll see what happens. I think it is a great rival. You know, the U.S. Open Cup's going to have a lot more competition. I know that a lot of these lower divisions are going to try to unseat the top division clubs, not any different than the FA Cup. So get behind the Republic.